I want to see what Jonathan Majors was wearing in high school.
It was bad.
I really want to know what he was wearing in high school. I want to know if this became this thing or if it was been like this. And
that man was wearing top hats and Dutch clogs. That is a weirdo.
Dutch clogs is crazy. Dutch clogs is crazy. What? This nigga carved them himself.
Mom, they roasted my whittles again. It's like, all right, bro. You gotta stop calling them whittles.
Shit.
The government growing babies. Microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
When I die, bury me inside the booty club. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, Gentiles and little mamas alike. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Momma Told Me.
The podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories.
And we finally work to prove that LeBron James is never going to retire from the NBA until he gets his oldest son into the league, Trinidad James. He wants his boy to play with him, and he'll fight to the end until sweet Trinidad makes it to the league. That's my theory. I'm Langston Kerman, and I'm excited for the James family.
I'm David Bory, and that's my favorite James brother.
Trinidad James?
I seen him in a parking lot one time when he was like on. Like in the middle of it. He looked good.
He looked good.
It was that parking garage behind West Side Comedy Theater.
Yeah.
And he was in like a Hellcat, and he looked happy.
I got bad news, brother. He worked there now. That nigga is parking cars now.
I think that's an okay life. Like one hit, right? And then you just go on to do whatever else you were going to do. I don't think that's a bad life.
Yeah, I think we should give more credit to the people who just experience the top of the top for a second. That is such an impossible thing to accomplish. That the fact that he made it up there is gorgeous and good for you, Trinidad James. We're proud of you for everything that you've accomplished.
We miss you. Well,
we miss you, man.
No, I don't mean
well, it's fine. We did what we could with you.
It was a good summer.
Our guest today, I don't know how he feels about Trinidad James. His eyes were darting in a way that I'm not sure he's convinced that Trinidad's legacy is as rich and fulfilled as we think it is. But I'm excited to hear how he feels about it. He's a hilarious comedian, a returning guest on the podcast, just a funny motherfucker, one of my favorite people to hang out with. You know him best from Flatbush Misdemeanors. He's one of the creators and stars of that show. That damn Michael Che, he was a writer, and he has his own hour coming up September 29th at Union Hall, 7:30. Buy your goddamn tickets. You're going to want to see him perform. Give it up for our guest, Mr. Kevin Iso.
She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties, spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's on the video. Spreads her cheeks. This is madness.
Where is that from? What is that? What was that? I was expecting like a clap or something.
No, we don't do that. That's not how we do things.
She pulls down her cheeks and spreads them. Madness.
This is madness.
They sound like Bernie Mac. I don't know. What was that?
There's I guess a viral video of a teacher that got exposed on her OnlyFans, and this is the prosecuting lawyer for the school board shaming her for all the things that she did in her OnlyFans video, if I'm remembering correctly.
Which, by the way, That's what I always wished court was.
Come on.
More
Say
theatrics in the courtroom, please.
Yeah. It made me so mad when I found out that like most trials don't go. I mean, most like fucking lawsuits don't go to trial. That there's not the theatrics are not a part of the traditional lawyer experience
At all. Court, even when you get in trouble, court is boring as shit.
I haven't experienced it, but it seems like it would be.
You never been to court even for like a ticket?
No. Mm-mm.
What?
No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
It's light skin privilege.
I just be paying. No, I just don't fight it. I just pay it. Y'all got it.
I used to have to fight them when I didn't have no money.
Yeah. You never been to court for anybody else either?
No, I'm not going to help you. If you go down,
Damn.
What do you want me to be, a character witness? No.
It's just like emotional support, or like you never. Have you ever been in court at all, like for anything?
I have been to court a few times. My dad, I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast. My dad, his profession is he's an IT guy, but his passion is communism. And so he is often he has friends, he has people that he's sort of like actively supporting that like have had court cases, and I've gone to court with him a few times to like be a part of witnessing, the things that are transpiring, but I've never personally had any like stakes in the shit.
You don't talk about it, but you're the wildest guy.
Yeah, no, I got some weird shit going on at home, man.
That's how we ended up here. DUI. You went to communism trials.
It wasn't communism trials. It was... They are intense cases that I've been to, though. It's like going to jail for very extreme things that are going to like keep them there for the rest of their lives.
That's court. You've been to court.
Yeah. But I got a Happy Meal afterwards. I was chilling. Kevin, have you been to court? Are you a court guy?
I mean, yeah, when I didn't, like I said, when I was like having to fight tickets, whatever, speeding, but nothing serious. Like my little brother is more serious stuff, but that clip is interesting to me because
you're really marinating on this clip.
No, because bro like was very descriptive. Like it seemed like he watched more than he needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, she pulled down her pants, spreads her butt cheeks, sticks a finger in her ass, licks the finger. 34 minutes of this. I'm like, dog. Yeah. I don't know if you needed to see all. Like, you could have just kind of seen the thumbnail and been like, all right, she wildin'.
You knew what she was up to.
But bro was like, nah, I got to do research for court.
Yeah, I mean, you knew what she was up to. And moreover, you didn't have to watch it that many times. You watched it a few times.
You had to bookmark it.
The judge's like, all right, that's enough. He's like, no, that's another one where she get a banana, right? Like,
she pulls down her panties.
He's sweating while he's talking about the shit. She like TD Jakes.
Lord.
Her 32C breast.
Juggling her breast.
Victoria's Secret panties fall line.
We didn't come here to talk about goddamn perverts on the internet. We got a topic from you, Kevin, a very exciting topic. I wouldn't necessarily qualify this as a specifically black topic, but I do think it is very much an active conversation in many black households. So I'm excited to cover it. But you said, my mama told me.
Bullying is healthy.
Yeah, okay, so not still healthy, because that's crazy. But like, and also it's like she didn't tell me this.
Yeah.
She showed me this. You know what I mean? It wasn't a conversation.
Yeah.
But it was that bullying is healthy through her actions.
Mm.
Yeah, I watched my mom. I mean, my mom bullied us. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember, like even my teeth. Like my mom would constantly like she stopped. She doesn't do it as much now. But when I used to like go back home, like maybe like 5-7 years ago, she'd just be like, "Where you go fix your teeth? Like, where you go
God damn.
get braces?" This was it. And I'm just like, "Yo, this was your responsibility."
Yeah, she gave
You know
them
what
to
I mean?
you.
Lady, I'm an adult now. You
Yeah.
could have done something about this.
Yeah, but I'm like, but it's not. It's like it creates. I mean, the thing is that it creates character, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like, or it does. Because I mean, at this point, fuck you. Because at this point, like, I don't know if you're bullied about something that you're insecure about. It can create character, I should say.
Yeah.
But if you're bullied about something that you're insecure about, there's two ways to kind of go about it. One is to like run and hide from this shit, or the other is to like lean into it and be like, "So what, motherfucker? This shit is the way that it is," you know. And that's when I see like the health side of it. That's what I kind of mean, where it's just like, yo, you can only go through something so long before you're just like, "Oh, I'm finna still just be ashamed about this shit everywhere I go." It's like you done heard every angle that could possibly kind of, you know, and then you just suffer in silence like a real man. Just go drink, nigga.
No. Okay, Bori, where do you fall in this? Would you identify as somebody who was a victim of bullying at any point in your life?
Younger for sure. I'm soft-hearted and tender-headed, so younger for sure. And then I once sports started up and stuff like that, it kind of wasn't like that anymore.
Okay.
I hear this all the time. My mom, also big proponent of bullying, making fun of the less fortunate, physically or otherwise.
100%.
Huge fan. Hilarious woman. I don't agree with this just because it's like, yeah, there are two ways to, but I feel like only the top tier of people overcome it.
Right.
Most people just let it become deep-seated insecurities and develop terrible habits to overcome it, right? Like, so if we're looking at like dealing with people on the whole, yes, there is that 20% who for sure become better people because of bullying. But then there's like the 80% who develop drinking problems and eating disorders. Right. And that's who you gotta like worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's more than 20% though.
You think it's more than 20%?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's more than 20% because bullying, even today, like women bully broke dudes all the time. Oh,
okay.
Broke motherfucker. What you want to do? Go get money. It's bullying. It's bullying. You're broke shaming me. and it works for a lot of people where they're just like, that's what I need to not be called broke. And then you turn it Floyd Mayweather type. But
there's one Floyd Mayweather. Most dudes are broke.
No. I mean like personality where niggas think they money is they whole being. You know what I'm saying? Like you go out, you're like, nigga, I got money, nigga. What the fuck? She should wanna, you know what I'm saying? But that's the unhealthy part of it. But you're not broke no more. You know what I'm saying? So
damn.
What was I gonna say? Oh, my mom. So my mom. No. Chill out. This is going great.
I don't know, but I'll be honest. I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
No, because the physical. I want to hear what your mom was saying to people because I seen my mom say something to this woman. She was short and fat, and my mom said she said she looked like a penguin, and that was the funniest.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Now she ain't do anything about it, but
yeah, was she? That's my problem with this.
Okay, so this is where I'm going with it, and I ain't even finished the full when I started. But bullying, I feel like is healthy for the bullier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was that up for grabs?
I think I always knew that the bully was having a good time.
Yeah, he's having a great time. It's fun to bully people. That's not what the argument is. Yeah, I would like. Is that what we're talking about? 'Cause, yeah, it is great. It's hilarious.
It's really fun to bully people,
But
and I don't know that that's the population we were looking to save, but certainly I think we should acknowledge that there is a big population of bullies that are becoming more empowered, thriving, yeah,
for sure. But I hate that idea when usually bullies, it's only bullies who take that stance where they're like, no, I was trying to help you. No, you're a mean, very funny person. It's not like you're not like an arbiter of justice. It is in no means any type of care for the subject of the bullying. And if allowed, it will get taken to extremes. In football, we put a kid in a trash can. We cut people's hair who didn't want it to have happened.
Right.
Like if you just let it run rampant.
And what that kid do? He knew not to come around y'all
football.
No more. Exactly. he found out that it wasn't healthy for him to be around you people, and so he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna find." And who knows? If y'all didn't throw him in that trash can, he probably still been around trying to become LaDainian Tomlinson or some goofy shit. But since y'all threw him in that trash can, he was like, "Yo, I'm really good at accounting." And then he went over there and started the account.
That's not how I remember it ending, no.
What happened to the kid? He turned into Dookie off the wire?
He kept going to school with us. He just seemed sad.
Yeah, he just felt low because everything he had invested in rejected him.
Yeah, what's he doing right now? I don't check on him. He was in a trash can. I'm a winner.
Yeah, I do think I sort of fall somewhere in the middle where I do recognize that there is character building in sort of overcoming adversity. That said, I don't think that there's any level of Batman-ness inside of the bullies' efforts. You know what I mean? They're not seeking a greater good. They're just being mean, bad people who some of us manage to overcome. You know what I mean? And move beyond.
I also think there's a level of that overcoming things in that way because of that reason breeds more. You take someone who is well accomplished because they just had a good family or whatever, and you see where they go in the world versus someone who was just mercilessly bullied. The second one's usually a psychopath. Not broke, for sure, nuts.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Because it's it comes out of I don't know. I just think I get it. I do think there is a level where you should and there's some things hygiene and shit like that where it's you kind of got to bully people to keep them in line on that. But for the most part, I don't think that it helps that much. I don't think it helps as much as bullies want it to. And I fully acknowledge that bullies are hilarious.
I don't think they want it to help.
Yeah, I don't think they want it to help.
Yeah, right.
I think I believe that it can, is all I'm saying.
I think that's fair.
I believe that it can. I think Kanye was bullied. You know what I mean?
Look how that ended up.
A lot, and I know. He's doing great right now. Nigga's doing amazing. He's lived a phenomenal life. He kind of fell off in the last, 5 to 6, but them first 38, pretty solid.
True. That's
pretty
true.
Solid,
he did,
bro.
He did live. He reached the heights of heights that
he's rich forever, and that's cool, I guess.
That's what's the problem with Trinidad James. He ain't get bullied enough.
Whoa.
Also, mediocre production. There's a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think that there is a level of a need to overcome in order to be your best, strongest self, right? I think that is just a fact of humanity that nobody can live a life without any adversity and expect to be sort of a full person on the other side of it. That said, I've always felt life is kind of hard enough. Like life just be doing shit to you without anybody's involvement. And so the fact that like some kid comes to school and is like, I'm gonna punch him in the head just to make him different than he is. It's like, bro, I got enough going on at home.
Yep. Your grandma's gonna die anyways. You don't
she's on her way out. My mom ain't making good choices. My dad don't talk. What do you want from me that this punch is gonna like help make happen?
So okay, so that's a form of bullying that can be very destructive. Now let's talk about now let's talk about the constructive bullying. Maybe not constructive, but can lead to constructive, like character building. Like let's say clothing. That's a huge issue for kids in high school. What you wear, how you look, your presentation, all that. A lot of kids can't afford the nicest clothes. I know this shit is getting actually out of hand now more so than ever because of Instagram and everything. Because, you used to be able to wear your Monday outfit, on Friday and then kind of like rotate around for the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think Langston knows specifically.
Yeah, I'll be honest, we talked about this on one of our more recent episodes about I was swapping clothes just like that, and it was working great until it wasn't, and then I got my fair share of bullying for.
You got caught.
Yeah, I got caught. Lock me up.
But
I was in fashion court. You feel me?
There's too much platinum FUBU.
Man. Yo, that's how I got caught once because my dad was trying to save money. That's where it always starts. They trying to save money, and I had some FUBUs. This is middle school, but they was on sale, but they was 2 sizes bigger than my foot.
Damn.
Oh, big shoes is the one you can't
big
do.
Shoes.
Big
crazy.
Shoes, bro.
And you know how he you gonna grow into him. And then I'm in school, they call them shits out. Boy, I didn't even walk for 20 minutes. I just said, I can't even.
You're like, no, Kevin, you gonna be a size 14. Watch, you gonna see. You gonna be a 14. I'm sure of it.
Yo, big shoes that's because there's nothing you could do with that. You look like an idiot. Even if they were real, it's terrible.
It's bad. It's bad.
But I think on the clothing side of things, like in a way, it creates style a little bit.
It can, yeah.
Did you freak those big shoes in a way that?
Oh no, I never wore them again in my life. I thought I could. And you know what's crazy that I remember? I got away with it. I got away with it for most of the day. I remember that. Like I got away with it. It was like probably to like the last hour of school. They was like, just I was like, oh shit. And that's how you lose because you get comfortable. You're like, oh
yeah.
Here's what I'll say though, and as somebody that got roasted for I once got told I had on Air Steve Kerrs, and that broke my heart in a way that I still hold tight this day.
That was before he was such a prolific coach too. That's like
this was
like when it was a good reference.
It was a deep cut at the time. It hurt.
And you was in Chicago too.
I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
It did all
nasty.
It was nasty work. It was in front of my lady at the time. It was all bad. It was devastating. But I'll say this.
What were they?
I'm so ashamed to tell you what they were that it feels like I'm derailing the point that I'll tell you at the end. I'll save it like an Easter egg for what the fuck I had on. I'll let you know. But
look
the point
up a
is,
thumbnail and just drop it in the group chat.
The point is,
the colorway too.
Is that we think we're getting away with it, but what's actually happening is the school has circulated the conversation about your shit for a day, and then they just decide to say something at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like every time you're like, yo, nobody's clocking that I wore this shirt on Wednesday. Niggas clocked it. They're just waiting
I hear what you're
until the
saying.
right moment to make me feel small.
I think that's partially true. I think partially this is you coming from a very personal, specific experience.
Yeah,
That's why you said make me feel small as opposed to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I only know how to speak from the personal. I'm a personal guy.
Wait, but we haven't gotten to which is the constructive bullying.
I just said the clothing.
Oh, so the fashion one.
Like that sort of thing where you're just like, oh, because of, I'm getting because it creates that spine where you're like, yo, I like this shirt.
But that's not what happened. You said you dipped. You just threw it.
No, those shoes was too big. Those shoes was too big. But if it's something that you like, where you're just like, no, I like this shirt, and people are like, yo, this goofy ass shirt. You're like, what the fuck? Y'all don't like beige? Like, hold on, I think beige is fly. You know what I mean? It takes time. Don't get it twisted, because I don't think that you're in the ninth grade thinking like that. But as you as people kind of pick on your clothing, you're like, that shit cool to me.
I do think that that's sort of the hardest part of when we talk about bullying. It is most often in people's formative years. You know what I mean? So like at the time when I'm most sensitive and least capable of sort of like asserting what I like and don't like is when motherfuckers are coming up and telling me about myself in a way that I can't manage. Whereas like now, 37 years old, somebody goes, I don't like that shirt. I go, bitch, I bought it. This is it. This is the shirt I got.
But you own a home now.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want from me? This is my shirt. I plan to wear it again. I plan to wear it Thursday, and I won't feel embarrassed if you notice. You know what I mean? Like, I truly am just locked into the character at this point. But at 14, I couldn't manage that. You know what I mean? 12, I wasn't bouncing back like, bitch, it's my good shirt. I don't care what you like. I was just like, oh no, you're right.
Oh no.
I hate me too. And there's nothing I can do about it.
For sure. But that's what I'm saying. That you get your shirt stink enough over time, you're like, actually, you know what? It's a button down, open chest shit. Actually I still can't pull that off. If a nigga tell me, if I wear an open chest shirt and a nigga say anything to me, you know what, you right. Let me button this up.
Button them up.
But that is a crazy move.
It shouldn't
dudes
be.
do it. It
should be.
Dudes do it.
I'll say this. I be seeing like dudes in like those like photo magazines and fucking like on the red carpets and shit, and they'll have their chest out. I'm like, damn, that looks cool. I bet I could. And then as soon as I put it on, I go, bro, you can't leave the house.
Yeah,
what you
can't leave the house.
What you gonna do? Okay, we need to take a break. We're gonna be back to discuss a little bit more about bullying. But when we come back, more Kevin Iso, more My Momma Told Me.
Pop my butt, pop my butt. Pop my butt, pop my butt.
Do you know what pop my butt meant to Harriet Tubman? Do you know what that meant? It meant a whip.
We're back discussing bullying.
Who's that? Ayanla?
I think
Ayanla, yeah. She always teaching us something.
I always have something on.
So I did do a little bit of research as it relates to the conversation of bullying. Specifically, I wanted to look up if there were any sort of like articles, legitimate articles, sort of making the argument that bullying, in fact, was better for us, that it was a good thing. And admittedly, a lot of the articles were from like places called like fratbros.net. It's like, bullying's awesome. I was like, all right, fellas, I don't know if you're the peer-reviewed literature that I was looking for. But that said, I did come across an article that sort of talked about specifically the term bullying being too broad. They said that it sort of has been treated nowadays as something that encompasses all mistreatment by other individuals. And that creates a dangerous sort of like precedent because it almost negates the real bullying that's happening for some individuals, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like all aspects of our culture right now, right?
Yeah, that like everything.
Self-diagnosing some type of thing when there are people who are actually suffering from it.
Saying you have mental health when you're just tired.
Yeah.
Or annoying. You're just like an irritating person.
Yeah. Like, just drink some water, I think is maybe what you're talking about.
Maybe you're just a bitch.
Did he give examples of what types of like bullying should not be called bullying?
They said in the article that a person of the same size, the same strength, and same status not liking something you're wearing or not liking you personally should not necessarily be qualified as bullying, right? Like sometimes.
No, that's crazy because then that doesn't account for little bullies.
Well, hear me out. I think what they're arguing is that like an individual, I think what they were sort of suggesting is that an individual interaction where I go, fuck your shirt is not bullying. Presuming that I'm not like an older kid sort of like coming down to your like elementary school and being like, fuck your shirt. There's no power dynamic here. It's just one dude not liking another dude's shirt. Whereas if every single day I go, look at this bummy ass nigga in his shirt and it's a different shirt every time, that would qualify as bullying.
I don't like this.
Okay. Tell me more.
I think that because a lot of the best bullies are people who got something fucked up. A lot of the best bullies have a weird hand. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like the whole point is the power dynamic. So to say like, you're going to get bullied, you can still get bullied by somebody who's like equal as you. That's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but it's not, I yes to that part of it, but I think the persistence is maybe the part that you're not addressing. The individual versus like the persisting, I think is part of the
like
factor.
as a repeated action.
Yeah.
Then it becomes, but what if they're all bummy shirts?
I mean, look, you can have somebody that is equal to you say one thing about you one time and it stick with you for the rest of your life. Sure, it's happened to everyone and let it be the opposite gender. Man,
brother,
come on, dog.
I can see their faces. I can see it. I remember the whole setup. I remember where I was walking. They had their arms locked, like you know how girls would walk with their arms locked sometimes. And the one girl was like, "What's your favorite color?" And I was new at the school, and I was like, "These girls want to talk to me," because it was 8th grade. They were like, "What's your favorite color?" And I was like, "I think I even licked my lips. It was bad." I was like. I was like,
blue.
Yeah. That's what I said. And then the littler girl, bro, now I'm thinking about it. It's just giving me chills. The littler girl looked me right in my face and she was like, I thought you was going to say purple because that's the color of your skin. And it went crazy. It went, look at Kev right now. Crazy.
I'm with her. I'm on her side.
I remember it. I'll never forget it. And that was girls.
Purple is goddamn.
I was wearing a new academics shirt. I was wearing a brand new academics button down. I had just got.
But here's what they would say, I think, based on the article I was reading, is that it's also numbers as it relates to that situation, right? That like that one little girl saying that to you in private is a very different thing.
It was not in private, Langston.
I'm saying that if it were, if that individual said something to you in private, and don't get so angry, you're obviously on edge about what happened to you, and I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry that happened. If that's what you need to hear to calm down enough so that you can take this in, then I am sorry. That little girl did the wrong thing to you. You are not purple. Your skin is beautiful. And you're a strong, proud man. And so I say that it is also the group think that sort of makes that bullying, right? That she showed up with 3 other friends
It
and
was
then a
one other
crowd of
friend.
people. Okay, one other friend.
You're
And
overblowing the story.
look, man, all I heard was you
Hey.
scream for mercy.
Oof.
Nigga, she could have texted that
Bro,
to me, and I would have been hurt. Nigga,
Yeah,
I mean nobody else.
It was a rough day. It was a rough
Damn.
day.
But yeah, I think the numbers plays a major part in it. I think the persistence plays a major part in it. And I think status, as they argue, plays a major part in how we define what bullying actually is versus what I think they're arguing, Kevin, is something similar to what you're suggesting, which is a part of just character building, that sometimes people are going to call you ugly. They're going to call your clothes trash. They're going to say things that don't make you feel good, but that is just part of growing up. The way that it sounds like all 3 of our mothers bullied us. And I don't know that I get to, I get to call anybody about this. You know what I mean?
Who'd you call?
Turn it to therapy?
Yeah.
And also, who'd you call? I don't care. Who are you going to call?
That's what I mean. It's just like, nobody.
So wait, so I have a question. Like, all right,
Yep.
you know, you have two beautiful little children.
Yeah.
And they come home from school. Hey, I'm being bullied. How are you handling this on, let's say, a physical level? Your son is being bullied at 12 years old or whatever. We have the clothing level that we've discussed, the clothes stuff. And then maybe just like a pure nasty, whatever, you're chubby, your skin is too, this side of the way, your hair, or I just don't like, your last name is Kerman and it's weird.
It ain't
Not a lot left.
It ain't normal.
Not many left.
Yeah, man. How you handle it? Just on different, you know what I mean? Like I said, on the other side of the game now.
And that's, I think, a question that I don't have a great answer to. And to that point, an article I found talked about how basically it said that 40% of parents in America struggle with anxiety and depression as it relates to the idea of their children getting bullied. Not even like literally getting bullied, but just the idea of their children getting bullied or the possibility of them getting bullied gives them anxiety and depression.
My parents,
you know what I mean?
Was in that 60 percentile for top of the 60. Niggas slept good. You think about what? Boy, you better go handle that. Look, dog. I remember I got in a fight with the kid, and a kid that I thought was my friend, and so I got my ass beat because I didn't even realize we were fighting until his foot was on my face. Fuck. And then like my dad was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Like he's on my face. He's like, "You have to go back. I'll fight." And then I went back and fought him again. And then like he had long nails, so like I didn't lose the fight, but he scratched my face, so now I'm like bleeding. My dad's like, "God damn!" Like I'm just like, "You've never taken me to a boxing class. You never told me how to throw a punch. Yeah. You ain't give me no tools. You're just like, yo, what's this?" Fuck.
He's like, wait. You're not strong? Wait, hold up. You're not buff. Okay. All right. I don't know what I'm raising.
That's exactly it. He's like, I don't know this, but
I told you to be buff and strong. I don't know what this is that you're not. In that same article, I came across some of the things that they qualify as sort of like bullying as it relates to specifically today. They said that offensive name calling, spreading of false rumors about them, receiving explicit images they didn't ask for, constantly being asked where they are, what they're doing, or who they're with by someone other than a parent. Physical threats. I think
bullying, that's stalking.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it might be some internet game shit that we don't quite understand. That like if somebody is persistently being like, "Where are you?" and then like fucking with you about where you are, maybe that somehow is like some new age bullying. I don't fully get it, but I ain't never had no like internet bully. You know what I mean?
The false rumors that's a classic.
Yeah, that's
a classic.
Oh, that's a tale as old as
is...
time for sure.
Wait, I'm thinking now to the question of what would you do if your son was doing bullying?
Yeah.
What would you do on the other end of it? What if your son is the bully?
That would devastate me a lot more than if he was.
What if
getting
he's
bullied.
hilarious? Like, what if they said, like, they tell you you have to go in for a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
They explain whatever it was, and the shit your son said was like so funny.
All right. we'll still work on your character for sure, but all right.
We
you know what I mean?
Refocus
like
this energy.
Because I also do remember. I feel like I don't feel like I ever had a bully growing up. I don't know if y'all had that where like it was just like one person who was always at my neck and I was scared of them or felt intimidated by their presence. But I do remember like there was a culture of people just roasting the shit out of whoever was having a bad day. And you could get it. Anybody could get it. And I remember being a part of both giving it and getting it in that sense. Right. And sometimes I was a part of giving it to somebody who couldn't handle it and we took it too far, but some of it was funny as fuck. And so like if I got reported inside of that, I feel like I had the context to be able to give to my parents, like, no, I'm not a bully. I just was having a good day and they were not. You know what I mean? Like I was thriving and they weren't thriving. And the fact that they can't handle that is that's a character flaw. And I don't know what to do about it. But I was killing it that day. You should have heard what I said.
What's up?
The circle formed and I had my hand out like this motherfucker right here.
Yeah, I also have a theory that it doesn't ever really go away.
No, I agree with that.
Like with now, you know, we've all had, well, I don't know, but we've had jobs, right, where we like corporate, I guess, workplace kind of situations, and I feel like microaggressions is like that's the adult version of, you know what I mean, where it's like, oh, okay, this is a different way. But you know, as an adult, at least for me, I was like, I wasn't used to the microaggression bullying. I was used to your shoes is too big for your feet. Yeah. So it's just like a new weird thing. It's just like, oh, this is different. And I will say that it's kind of the same, at least for my, you know, whatever degenerate brain, where I'm just like, okay, I can learn how to turn this negative into a positive. You know, for me, it's kind of like the same thing where it's like, oh, I needed to learn how to make this thing constructive for me. That was kind of like, you know, tearing it apart. What you think?
Yeah, I always think about how much of the things that I said to people were not meant to be permanent for them and somehow might have been. Like and they talk about it a little bit in the first article that I read, that like intentionality is a major part of what bullying is as well. That like some of it is just roasting and being silly. I remember there was this one girl who had like a lazy eye, and like I didn't know. Truly, I didn't even know.
Okay.
No, I swear to God, I didn't even know that she had the lazy eye before I said something. I just was like, whoa, what the fuck happened to your eye? On some like just being a kid saying the thing. And then she was like, no, I have a condition. And it was one of those where it's like, that wasn't my plan. I like you. I plan to treat you with a level of decency. I just was talking shit because I probably felt weak or low or felt like that would have made me feel strong.
Or you just wasn't thinking.
I
Like, a
wasn't
lot of
thinking.
times, this motherfucker's just not thinking. You just show up somewhere with some energy, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
I was 15 and noticed a weird eye, and none of us had weird eyes. So I was like, "What's up?" And then it got explained to me, and I felt a massive amount of guilt, and I still do. And I wonder how much of that like is something she carries forward of being like, well, that, you know what I mean? He said that shit unnecessarily when I was having probably a fine day before that.
She a OnlyFans model now because of that shit. You done created.
And I pray that what I did created a source of income for her. If that's true, then I'm a hero. If she hasn't figured out a way to capitalize on it, I'm a villain, and that stinks. You don't want to be that. You know what I mean?
What you think, Dave?
I'm trying to think about. I don't think I ever got any. I guess I've been a part of bullying that probably affected people in the long run. I mean, I did see on Instagram this kid we used to bully. It's funny we talk about it. My mom used to make fun of this kid all the time.
Your mom is.
He was the littlest. He was the littlest kid on our football team, and it's crazy because my mom is little. She's like 4'11", 5 feet. Yeah. And she would always and she doesn't know the game of football. She would just laugh at how he looks in his pads, what he looked like when he would run, like all the thing, you know what I mean? All that type of stuff. He's a teacher now, which is, it's mid.
Your mom picking on kids is hilarious. I'm sorry.
Bro, there's truly no safety on it. It's really anyone. Old people, slow people, fast people.
Yeah.
I think it's because she worked with a lot of slow people, so she just feels like comfortable.
I just wonder how, even in thinking about your mom, how much of it, if she thought that like that little fella would be permanently affected by something she said, if that would be something she wanted. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's just like the nature of, I don't know, like in Sierra Leone, that's just how people are. Like you see people walk fucked up down the street. I've just seen it with my cousins where somebody with a bad eye or some shit is walking down the street and you just can hear it from there, and he passes and everybody with us says something and he keeps it going. It's just like, that's just like how it is over there. So I don't think there's even a thought of that. Like, they don't think of it as bullying. They think of it as like, it feels almost like it's less of a reflection of the person and just the situation. You know what I mean? It's funny that hand looks weird or that eye is goofy. It's not like, oh, this is not a competent person who can do whatever. They just got a funny eye.
And here's what I'll say is when they talk about that conflation, right, between what we call bullying versus the things that actually are bullying, I do think that needs to be acknowledged, that like, again, it's intentionality, that like some people are going to make a point of saying something about the way that you look, the way that you talk, dress, all of the things. But are they attempting to take you out of yourself, or are they just like saying what the world is thinking about you, and you got to learn to have a little bit of a thicker skin about it, because that is the human experience, whether we like it or not. There's a fair amount of evidence that no matter how sort of like sophisticated we become, we're still going to be pieces of the shit to each other. So like, you do have to learn to manage it.
I think that is really important, because it's like the idea of no bullying goes too far the other way, right? Like, you can't create this perfect scenario where none of these issues are going to be. It just doesn't. It isn't realistic. So I think there is an amount. I think mostly I'm against sports hazing. The more I think about it,
is that just because you had such a deep familiarity to sports hazing?
I think that sports hazing, I think that it others people more than traditional bullying. I think that it's like you're already othering people by putting them in this position, and then you make that circle smaller. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a system that runs on a whipping boy or whatever. Yeah. Whereas I think traditional bullying is just like community. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody kind of feels some of it, where it's like like I think about like at least in the high school I went to, we operated with impunity. Like there was no stop it or don't do that. And it was like a lot of times the strong on the weak or the old on the young or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It makes you. I think the other positive about it is that at least as a kid, it makes you very observant too, where you're just like, oh, I'm getting picked on because I'm different. Well, what is different? And then you're kind of looking around and you're like noticing and I would even the like you say, the culture of ranking and everything like that. It's like you're starting to look at other people and you're like, all right, they gonna come for me for something. All right, now I'm locked and loaded. I see. All right, Langston got his haircut here today. Right. So you got all of that.
That hurt my feelings.
You got, what I'm saying? You got it locked and loaded. But it also is like, it made me also look. I remember a time in high school where I was just like kind of noticing the kids that weren't getting bullied at all. And why they weren't getting bullied, and it was just like they were just so much inside of their own world. Even if you bullied them, it looked kind of like weird. You know what I mean? Like It was like I went to a diverse high school, so it was Indian kids there, it's Asian kids, and there's always the Asian and Indian and whatever that kind of assimilate to black culture. But then there were ones that didn't. They was just like in the band. It's like, man, I play my trumpet. That's my thing. And I was just like, yo, that's cool. And I would hang out with them sometimes and be like, yo, this is like a safe haven. You can't really, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody really coming over here to mess with nobody because you just kind of look like an asshole fucking with the kid with the tuba. He already played the tuba, bro. Leave him alone. You know what I mean?
I like that. We need to take a break, but I really like that sentiment of sort of the safe spaces, the safe haven, because that sort of connects to a little bit of what the articles that I read kind of say is the solution to some of this. So we're going to take one more break. We're going to come back with more Kevin Iso and more My Momma Told Me.
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
But what doesn't stink is bullying.
What?
Is that not the...
Is that how you... But that's not how you're feeling about it, I think. You've been pretty clear. You think it stinks.
I'm against it. I'm against it.
Yeah, you tried to do Barbara Walters it, but
yeah,
knock it out the
park. Yeah, you really dropped the ball on that one.
Players fuck up.
I will say that one of the sort of bigger asks that the article makes at the end as it relates to bullying is it says that at the end of the day, what we should be focused on is less of these individual experiences of somebody said this about me or made me feel small in this way. And should instead be more focused on solutions to prevent those kinds of interactions in the first place, right? That like it's less about what the kids are feeling and more about how can we reduce those negative interactions in totality. And I don't know that is a solution as much as like a little bit of like a theory. It's idealistic in a way that I don't fully know how to make sense of.
Yeah.
It's not solving the problem at hand, it feels like.
Because you always gonna run into bullies, man. I was hanging out in Williamsburg a couple of days ago and just chilling, sitting down, people watching, and this girl walks across and she's crying in tears and she's like, oh, Rachel's gonna put me on the bad list. And then she just like kept walking and I was like, yo, whatever her job is it's insane.
Yeah.
And it has such an emotional toll on her that she walking through the street at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday crying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, she can't run away from that. I don't know what she do or nothing, but she can't run away from it. So, to me, it's like the healthiest way to deal with this type of thing is to make sure that you got a solid routine, that you're waking up, that you're doing stuff outside of, whatever the bully thing is you find your happiness outside of that. So then when you are confronted with it, you can kind of minimize it almost. Your brain will almost do it itself because you're just like, yo, I woke up, I ran today, I did my push-ups, I read the thing I was supposed to read, I finished my homework, I did it, and it's just like, yo, it's like, yeah, but I had a full, you know what I'm saying? And kind of putting this sort of, small moment into perspective, at least for me personally, or you can just like hit them.
Yeah,
always hit them.
I agree. I think it really is the challenge though, right? That like, I think about our job that like we have so much interaction as stand-ups with other comedians, some of whom give me shit tons of anxiety to be around. And it's not because like of fear or like that they're necessarily bullying me. It's just like every conversation with some people is work. And sometimes it's work that is like combative and like takes something out of my energy. And if I don't figure out a way to manage whatever that is, it could turn into bullying. It could easily turn into something where like I do feel sort of like oppressed by another human being. But like you said, if I can find the center for me that supersedes that, then I'll be okay. But that's much easier said than done, especially as an adult man versus like a young child who doesn't have that much control over their life to begin with.
Right. I mean, yeah, that would have to fall back on parenting because like even like, Instagram being something that these kids get constantly online bullying or whatever, you might look at your thing and be like, damn, I only got, 75 followers. My picture's getting 4 likes. That's a big thing for kids. But it's like, if you are here all day, then you gonna feel it more. But I'm telling, if you go boom, we go, and then you look on it and you like, man, whatever, bro. I touch grass. You know what I mean? Like it's like I just feel like having perspective really reduces, all of that stress that you might get from that nonsense. At least for me, because you can't escape it. It's gonna be there.
Yeah, and I personally, I've never loved this old generation shit where we go like, y'all, that ain't bullying. Online bullying ain't bullying. Nigga, you got to say it to my face if you're going to hurt my feelings. Like, no, that's bullying. I think what we were experiencing really. Actually was pretty lightweight compared to what kids today are experiencing. The idea that adults could find out my greatest weaknesses, like strangers I've never met before in my life, could like tap on a picture and be like, this kid is ugly and I'm going to like it. That's a nightmare.
And comment.
I agree.
Like, your eyes is wide, far apart from the other. Well, you got so much space in between your eyes. You do kind of look like a hammerhead shark. You like, damn, nigga.
Fuck.
Shit.
Come on, man. You work at Costco. Why are you talking to me like this?
And now you can put the gifts in there. So now they put
the gifts are so funny.
They put the little images, the goddamn Disney characters. You like, yo, get this.
It's crazy.
What did Minnie Mouse have to do with it?
Yeah, I don't think that kids today are somehow getting it easier or have like a more manageable situation. I think it's the exact opposite. And I do think, unfortunately, the only solution is to go outside and touch grass. But that, that it's culture, and culture doesn't encourage us to touch grass as kids, adults, anybody anymore. And so it's hard to demand that of an entire generation who wasn't being raised that way.
Bro, I seen something during the eclipse. Somebody was like, I seen a video. A dude was like, not niggas went outside and dick rode the sun today. I said, damn. I said, niggas can't even enjoy the eclipse without motherfuckers.
It's not going to happen again for another 400 years.
Niggas can't even go. He said, the sun be there every day. Today y'all going to dick ride the sun? I'm like, yo, we can't even.
We live in a toxic world, man. So yeah, it's hard to know what what is good for your character or bad for your character. But I do think, if we could put a little bow on this, I do think objectively bullying is probably a bad thing that some of us manage to make beautiful on the back end. That the bravest of us somehow can build bouquets from that shit flower you offered me.
That's Langston's bow. My bow is from an article. TheVerge.com says children who bully others have lower levels of inflammation later on in life. So, do what you want.
ISO's like, look, hey, if you flame somebody else, you ain't got no inflammation later. So
it's flame reduction at the end of the day.
You know what I mean?
Wild.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. Get flamed or deflamed.
Imagine a nigga like going to the doctor and they're like, yo, you got high inflammation. And he just starts like, all right, I know what to do about this. Niggas just go outside, start roasting people.
Ugly boy. Ugly little boy.
He like, somebody like, yo, why you saying this to kids? Like, nah, I gotta do this for my health.
My doctor said I got 6 months.
I got a prescription.
I'm trying to live long enough to raise my daughter.
Oh, that's great.
All right. I think we did it. ISO, you want to tell the people where they can find you and what cool shit you have going on?
Kevin Isopropanol, like the alcohol group on Instagram. And I have a show September 29th, Union Hall, Brooklyn, 7:30. Come through. I'm going to be talking for an hour. Be smooth. It's going to feel like 45 minutes. But it's going to be an hour. It'll be fun, man. Pull up.
Bori, what you got?
Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. Watch Exploding Kittens on Netflix July 12th. Oh, patreon.com/David Bori. My special, Birth of a Nation with the G, August 1st. Sign up for the Patreon. You can only buy it there. $10 to $15 sliding scale. It's hilarious.
It looks dope. I'm excited to see it. I'll spend the dough just to be able to experience it myself.
You can have it. Or, maybe you just pay for it.
Yeah, I'm going to earn it. And as always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman on all social media platforms and go watch my special. It'll be out on Netflix August 20th. It's called Bad Poetry. It's going to be real cool. And you just got to pay your Netflix subscription or continue to steal your mama's. That ain't my business, but do that. I would love for you to see it. And as always, if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us how bullying helped to bring your anal fissures down, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Buy the merch, like, subscribe, rate, review, call your mamas. I don't know. That's it. Bye, bitch.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
My Momma Told Me is a production of Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network and iHeart Podcasts.
Created and hosted by Langston Kerman.
Co-hosted by David Bori.
Executive produced by Will Ferrell, Hansani, and Olivia Aguilar.
Co-produced by Bay Wang.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
Music by Nick Chambers.
Artwork by Dogon Krieger.
You can now watch episodes of My Momma Told Me on YouTube. Follow at My Momma Told Me and subscribe to our channel.